to square with her campaign approach. Listen.
The American people deserve better.
Hi guys, welcome to Dungeon Siege 3. I got the DLC Treasures of something. And it's an old classic one. I had this when it came out years ago. On console, let's see. New game.
Asian American and Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander men for Kamala. Again, that's the Irish and Polish men with a limp for Kamala. You know, I mean, how granular are they going to get here?
I can't keep up with the acronyms. I must say it's quite a. They're always adding a letter to the acronyms. Once I learn it, then there's another letter that comes along with it. And apparently, even Don Lemon appeared at a black bench for Harris event.
I'm happy to be in an independent space where I don't have to worry about the corporate overlords now, where I can stand up for democracy, where I can say who I'm supporting. The worst things that I hear about Kamala Harris comes from white men, straight white men.
Oh, well, after hearing your angle, Laura, I guess that makes you a straight white man. I mean, what are you talking about? Look, I was surprised to see Don Lemon supporting Kamala Harris. After all, she is 59 years old, way past her prime, in his estimation. Remember, Mickey Haley is on the side. Remember, one of us was in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s. It depends. It's just like prime. If you look it up, it'll say, if you Google when is a woman in her prime, it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s.
I like how he started the comment with his hands on his hips. Didn't you love that? He started that. Wow. I mean, come on, Laura. Hands on the hips, really, Lemon?
The kicker is Don Lemon is 58 years old. You know, maybe he can run a Zoom called Past Their Prime Ex-Anchors for Harris. That'll be the next week's event, I guess. But you can't keep track of this stuff. And
Raymond, everything these people do, I mean, you gotta say it's really choreographed, and you see more of it coming, do you not, in Chicago?
I do. Bill McGurn in the Wall Street Journal reports that 100,000 Palestinian protesters are expected in Chicago at the Democratic National Convention. Anyway, expect Kamala Harris, Laura, to use that moment and the national stage to chastise her own liberal base and use them to pass herself off as a moderate, law and order candidate. This is going to be her sister soldier moment. This is all very well orchestrated, and you can't help but seeing the hand behind the theatrics here.
My favorite image of the entire day was Kamala in the car wrestling with the binder, and then coming out, reading from the binder, and then taking no questions. I mean, she's learned from the best, though, with Bob Biden. So, Raymond, great to see you, as always. That's it for us tonight. Make sure to follow me on social media. We have some updates in the Ingram household, so you want to check those out. Thank you for watching. Remember, it is America now and forever. Jesse Waters, he takes it all from here.
Welcome to Jesse Waters Prime Time. Tonight, you have a radical left puppet candidate who is fake. And on the other hand, you have a president who will fight. Trump, Kamala, and the phony race factor. Men punching women. A new Olympic sport. That ain't their woman. It's a man.
We need you to be mama of the country.
As white women, we need to use our privilege and get involved this election season.
Ladies, what are we doing?
Use your brain, babe.
Plus, if Kamala wins,
I find it weird that you think she's gonna win.
For 9 days and nights, the media gave Kamala wings and turned her into the pantsuit messiah. The Harris sugar high was the media's excuse to bury the biggest story of the election, Trump dodging an assassin's bullet. But yesterday, everything changed. The talk of the town again was Donald Trump. who knows better than anybody that if you want to change a narrative, you create a little controversy. 45 RSVP'd to the Black Journalist Convention and played the race card.
Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she's a black woman?
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She's always been as a black woman.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't. Because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire?
I really don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Could be. Last night we said we had no idea how this was going to play. But the dust is starting to settle and we're picking up a few clues. The media barely covered Trump's comments today. If these comments were supposed to be devastating to the Trump campaign, the media would be playing it every hour. If this was so explosive, why didn't Kamala capitalize on it? She put out a bland paper statement last night, but never brought it up again. They haven't cut an ad. Her surrogates aren't going wall to wall. A Democrat doesn't want to talk about race and play the victim and call Trump racist. That's strange. I wonder why Kamala is avoiding this. Does it have something to do with white dudes for Harris? And why isn't Kamala talking about this egregious attack on BDI? Maybe the black community sees Kamala different than we think. I don't know. Maybe this issue of Kamala's race isn't as potent as we think. And that's a good thing, because this shouldn't be about race. And that's exactly how Trump, whether he even knew what he was doing or not, shifted the debate. Everybody's now talking about what Trump needs to do to win. And what he touched on in his reference to Kamala's mixed race, she uses this side sometimes, the other side the other time for political opportunity, gets to the heart of Kamala Harris. She's fake. And there's nothing wrong with people with mixed backgrounds identifying in different ways at different times. It's natural. But politicians are phony. And Kamala is a career politician who goes where the wind blows and changes positions day to day, changes accents. She does what's easy in the moment, so she can't get pinned down. Everybody knows people like Kamala Harris. She's the kind of girl who's nice to your face, talks behind your back. She's someone who calls you a racist and then joins your ticket. Whatever Trump says, he'll say it to your face. Whoever you are, no matter what you look like. That's real.
You may not have sounded like a used car salesman, which most politicians do. See, what a lot of people fail to realize is the reason why MAGA supports Trump is because we like the fact that he's not presidential. We like the fact that he's real. And that's what we appreciate. We need authenticity in this White House.
This is why Hillary lost. Voters didn't like her because she was phony. WikiLeaks revealed that Hillary had two positions on an issue, a public position and a private position. Same thing with Kamala, except she doesn't even have a position. She literally just said she wants to get rid of your guns, your health care, oil drilling, and ICE. And 3 months before the election, her campaign puts out a statement that says, nah, she doesn't believe in any of that. What? The first female president is going to be a woman with no principles and no policies? I don't know, guys. Her California sponsor, Will Brown, is advising Kamala Harris that she ought to embrace her hazy ideological categorization, because if she keeps people continually guessing, then she can adjust the interpretation of your guess every time she sees you. How fake is Kamala? She goes by Kamala, but behind closed doors, she makes her interns cry. She won't let them look her in the eye. She says she's tough on crime as a prosecutor, but crime exploded in California. She bailed out BLM rioters. She just got a plea deal with the 9/11 mastermind. Kamala says she's just one of the girls, but when she ran for Senate, she treated her campaign fund like a personal checking account to fund a life of luxury. She just campaigned, remember, on democracy. Now it's Freedom is the slogan. But she fired you for not getting back. She censored your speech. She's trying to put her opponent in prison. What kind of brave girl boss hides from the mainstream media? She hasn't done an interview in a month. A lot's happened in a month. Trump's doing interviews with CNN, black journalists, libertarians, and they're hiding Harris, who suddenly went from the most unpopular VP in history to a cultural phenomenon who doesn't talk to the media. I'm not buying it. You don't hide from journalists who want you to win. She's afraid. They're protecting her. She's not a leader. All this hype online for Harris, we found Democrats paying people $150 cash a post to make Harris look cool. How does Harris pay for clout make you better off? People see through it. Tell me what appeals to you about Trump.
His business acumen. When Donald Trump was president, we were all doing a lot better financially. He's always been a business icon. So why wouldn't we want that business icon to be president?
And he has this to say about Harris.
I think she hasn't done anything worth mentioning.
What would you want to see Vice President Harris accomplish that she has not?
I would like her to kind of bring it home to the border. The border crisis has gotten out of hand.
Are you all right?
In a weird roundabout way,
I'm fine.
Trump's Kamala ain't black comments are forcing him to bring the campaign back around to issues, to substance, to records. It's what the country wants. Maybe he planted a few seeds with the fake race remark, but people are now
My name
curious.
is Martin
Who
Xcom,
is Kamala?
and I'm a friend of Oda's.
Not so much about who her mom and dad are. We know her mom's Indian, her dad's Jamaican, and she grew up in Canada. And has presented herself in different ways to different audiences, which is fine.
I hope
But she's
so.
never fought for
If he
you.
did get out, maybe
She's
some of
only
the
fought
others
for
are with him.
herself.
Damn,
And that's
they
fake.
found us again. We
The
can't wait any
contest
longer.
could not be more stark.
I've set
On
a
the
trap.
one hand,
We
you have a
can't
radical left
on
puppet
Bridge.
candidate
Thought I'd
who
cover
is
my
fake,
face
fake,
and found
fake. And on the other hand, you have a president who will fight, fight, fight. Former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy's here. Kevin McCarthy, when you saw that at yesterday's Black Journalist Convention, did you think he's going to lose votes because of that? Or did you think one of these things is going to blow over in a few days and it's back to the races?
Well, at first I call him up, where are you going? But when you sit and look at it, Kamala was invited too, and she didn't show. He will go anywhere. And the great thing about President Trump is he's the same person in the front that he is behind. And he'll tell it exactly how he sees it, exactly how he feels it. But I think you raised a very good point. You raised the point last time I was here, you were saying Biden's going to flip and make Kamala a phenomenon. If they're hiding, see how they would do it like the last time. And now what we're finding is you're really seeing how she's flip-flopped all the way through. But she's been consistent on one thing. She has had a toxic work environment the entire time she's been leader. She, in every office, and these are the most liberal people working for her, so they cannot work for her.
Right. She was loyal and liberal people.
That is the one consistency she has been.
When you were in meetings with her in the White House, how did she strike you?
Like the future.
It was interesting. She came late to a few, and the president would start about her, so it told me he didn't really know her.
Okay.
She interjected it a few times that you could tell she wasn't keeping up with the meeting, but she was trying to play bad cop. I remember challenging her back at it, that's the position I'd be. But the thing that concerned me the most is, why didn't she bring people together when she was put in charge of the border? Why didn't she reach out? Why didn't she go to the border agents? Why didn't she go to the border? She only went one. But why didn't she grab people on both sides and say, come in, I'm in charge, let's see how to solve it. What ideas do you have? You know, never did.
So I know people, that know her and that knew Joe.
Two more to light.
And they think Kamala, kind of they roll their eyes. But now she's hot. Now everyone's Kamala, Kamala, Kamala. What was the inside scoop on her with Democrats in the House? What did they really think of her?
Democrats, members from California, they didn't like it. But they said she didn't work with them. But she was the senator. I said, well, you work with your senator, and she doesn't work with me. Right? Feinstein would back in the day. But no, she didn't work with them either. It didn't seem that the White House would ever be interested in what she had to say or what position she had to take. And even when it came down to the 4th of July, she only got invited up to the Truman balcony this year. It was about to back out. So it's better.
So that's a good honor when you get invited to the trimming balcony. Everybody sees you.
Well, I'm just lying. Obviously, he's rubbing his nose, but he's always
there with that backpack. So that's a big deal. She didn't get the invite until the very last moment.
And the only reason she popped her now is because Friday was so hot. They're just so thankful he's gone. Wait until they get a few moments with her. This is a lot like 1988. Dukakis was sitting in mid-July 1727, right? And then we found out he was weak on crying. He was letting Willie Horton out. Wait till you see her. She's a Soros prosecutor. She's worse. And then we found out, we saw Dukakis in that donut, unpresidential. Think about the decisions that she's going to make in the process.
Yeah, don't put on the helmet, Kamala. You don't want to do that. Johnny, our guy on the street, actually had a very prescient observation.
I think we're close to the old Legion chapter house. If any of our friends are still alive, that's where they'll be.
Tell me about the attack. What do you remember?
Odo sent letters to all the descendants of the Legion. He wanted to gather them here, train them as Legionnaires, and take back the country. Most had already arrived when the mercenaries found us. They surrounded the estate. Must have killed the men.
Gen X is planning a summer in Portugal with some help from JP Morgan Wealth Plan. Let's go, Whiskers. Gen Y is working with a banker to budget for her birthday. You only turned 30 once. And Gen Z, her credits golden. Hello, new apartment. 3 gens getting ahead with chicks. Solutions that grow with you. One bank for now, for later, for life.
Probably
Chicks,
a good thing
make more of what's yours.
Tons of
I have no
millions
idea
of
who
words
sent them here.
across America.
Miss Kanzi will fight for anyone
Wearing
who
out
pays.
decades early and leaking,
No,
oftentimes
a real
without
enemy
you knowing
has shown
about it,
himself.
causing tremendous
Or
damage.
herself.
Here's how you know you have a problem with your roof. Black
How many
streaking,
people were
roof
in
looks
the
rough,
estate when you
the
were
drain
attacked?
is shutting off into your gutters,
Almost 40.
it's showing up in your
All
driveway.
sons and
Your roof
daughters
is
of the
wearing out
Legion.
too fast, and it's going to cost
Some of
you a
them have
bucket.
fought in the
Roof
wars,
Max makes your roof
but the
like
rest,
new by
they were no
strengthening
match for
and
those
rejuvenating.
soldiers.
So give us a call.
We can
and
hope
we'll
that
give
a
you
few
assessment
survive.
to see if
The
your
rest
roof
of them are dead.
qualifies.
Our
When I
enemies
started
didn't
my
seem
pillow,
interested in
it was
business.
just a problem
Did you see
solution
what
one
happened
Friday
to Odo?
company. Well, since
No.
then, with the help
I
of my
lost sight of him when
dedicated
the fire
employees,
started.
we now have
But we
hundreds of
agreed to meet
products
at the
some
old
might
chapter
not
house
even
if
know
anything
about.
went wrong.
To get the word out, we're having a
That's enough about the
$25
attack for now.
extravaganza.
Right.
2-pack
Maybe
multi-use
Odo
My
can tell
Pillows,
us more.
$25.
If he's alive.
My Pillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our
You're
brand
right.
new 4-pack
The chapter
towels,
house isn't far.
$25.
Follow me.
And I've never done this before. Premium My Pillows with all new pieces of fabric, any size, any lot level, even king size.
Excellent. Now that we saved it,
So much more. So go to mypillow.com.